Hello, John Rule. Are you ready to read for us today?
Yes, I think I'm ready to read this
particular
poem,
okay.
Which is simply a list of experiences with wild things that occurred usually once and never again. So the title of it is Nonce, which means once.
Okay.
Nonce, it must be wild. Beyond my door crack, 20 feet, muscled and fur mottled, taupe and blonde and tawny, the dog coyote aligns itself, stiff and snout forward. With the drifting food scent, it traced up slope. Once, years before, in snow, I'd been this close, only to say boo, and watch coiled fluid force reverse and drive its form through and over all to a last triumphant leap and gone. Such rare moments compress my woods hermit days into beads I tell over and over like prayers, a spirit diary. Our first year here, innocent and quick, beneath the supper table, white-footed mice took cracker bits from the hand. Gray fox pups peeped from their rock to spy our breakfast. The vixen barked a raucous greeting and fetched our supper scraps to them. The roadrunner flared its shining crest and met me at the door. The coon nightly unscrewed the cap to the cooking grease. Luckily, I noticed a solitary wasp stuffing my gun barrel with eggs and larvae. That drought summer, a hummer on the hammock stepped sideways to spear my sour bandana and shake its head in disbelief. Only that once a Virginia rail appeared, trotting along the ghost of rail fence. One final summer, the tanager's stuttering song defined our clearing. And twice a redstart hung above us, flaring its butterfly wings. After a storm, a rose-breasted grosbeak came to call. That one spring, a whippoorwill on the gatepost hammered our ears till dawn. One evening, a trio of tiny owls fluttered above our heads in whickering passion. Just that one summer, the black-crowned night heron graced its favored rock above the rapids. And once I saw 5 wood duck babies race across our pond and back to mother. For their first and final season, I flushed a cock grouse in our yard and heard their fruitless drumming for their mates. And one time only, 5 harsh-voiced cranes sailed past the mess hall to flare and settle on our stream. Once only we stood nude, thigh-deep and bathing, when with a swoop and flutter a heron lit beside us. That privileged time alone I witnessed speckled king snakes twining and vibrating in a bright caduceus across spring grass. It was destiny that I came upon a watery pas de deux of joyous snappers, long necks grazing and caressing, careening around their bedrock pool, transformed by desire from ungainly to unearthly. It is a discipline to set self aside, to watch, say, a fire-blue skinklet slowly map the thickets of my hairy leg, while the harvestman pair below do-si-dos against my toes. Even their arts enrich me, like the once found cunning, doorless, straw-ball nest of a golden mouse, face high in our thicket. This is beyond price. What's the value if I watch a sun-drunk wren slip toward bliss, basking with nodding head, spread wings, and shuttered eyes, when I might as well blunder on unawares, as blundering I several times came nose to nose with fellow bears? What value to the time I freed a young goshawk buried to the breast in pond mud when it missed its prey, and laughed to see it exploding back to grace and air in spray and power? And why compelled to snatch back my thumb and beg pardon of a piece of dead wood when it morphed into a tree frog and turned its gaze on me in mute reproach? Or mumbling an excuse again, cleaning the birdhouse, finding both hands full of warmth and silky fur, staring at me in wide-eyed, mild surprise, 6 flying squirrels. Oh, I'll never tame this hunger that makes me freeze myself, become a rock with eyes, a plant with juices pulsing, deploy my sensory net and nimbus spread to save these magical bits of life most never know. to live bathed in this green surround that first sustained me as a wandering child. No doubt about this. It must be wild.
Thank you, John. We're recording this on the 17th, I believe, is it? Or the 18th of June 2011. And we're in the studio of William Mays Flanagan, enjoying some of his artwork. And you can see this is an old bank building because of the bank vault right here that's also part of the studio.